Hey there, TigerShark here again with Okano. It's episode 52 of Sorting Treasure from Trash, which means it's time for episode 2 of the Treasure Pile. That also means it's been almost a year since I revived this series and started uploading regularly. Anyway, these are my top 5 favorite indie games I've played over the last 6 months. I'll leave a link in the description for each of the games if you want to try them. I'll start off at number 5 with Simulacrum. Full disclosure, I still haven't gone back and finished this one yet, but it's still on my list of things to do. This one was a Silent Hill / Resident Evil style horror game with fixed camera angles. I praised it for good voice acting and excellent puzzles. Yes, I did have to go back and watch my review again because I forgot what I liked and disliked. I loved how the character looks at interactable items and takes notes on the map as she goes. The game had a solidly creepy atmosphere and I recommend it wholeheartedly. The reason it's not higher on the list is because I didn't finish it and can't attest to whether the story is good or if the gameplay stays good. Fun fact, this is the first video where I did a fading transition with 2 videos overlaid over each other. I did it completely by accident, but I liked how it looked, so that's how I've edited every video since then. Number 4, Brotato. It's a survivor-like similar to Vampire Survivors. It has its own unique style with lots of characters and weapons available. I love the design of the potato characters, they're silly and fun, which is how I love my characters. The game isn't hard, but it has a lot of replayability with different character abilities and weapon combos. It's a solid experience and I had a lot of fun. Number 3, Peepo the Game. This was a weird one. It was a fan-made game based off of a streamer named Peepo. It's another fixed camera plus tank control game in the style of early Resident Evil. There are a lot of inside jokes and stream references I didn't get, but honestly I found myself enjoying the game quite a bit anyway. The streamer Peepo herself voiced the main character in game and she did a fantastic job. The game was a little janky, but the varied environments and general gameplay was pretty good. Overall, I think you can enjoy the game even if you don't get the stream references, because I did. This game got the longest review video I've made so far, so I guess I had a lot to say about it. Number 2, Pumpkin Panic. I was torn between this one and another one for the top spot. The deciding factor for me was the fact that I couldn't technically finish this one. I finished the base difficulty, but once you do that and try Nightmare mode, you're told you didn't really escape and need to try again. So there's a sense of incompletion and that will hang over my head for the rest of my life. Anyway, it's a farming sim but also a horror game. You have to tend to your plants, and all the while you're plagued by various nightmare creatures as you do. You have to balance survival with farming. As you grow your plants, you make money to buy parts for your boat so you can eventually escape. I thought the game was masterfully done, and I really enjoyed my time with it. Maybe someday I'll try Nightmare mode again, but I don't have high hopes. Also, the art style is beautiful. Before I get to number 1, I have a couple honorable mentions. First is Vermination. It's a side-scrolling horror game. There are some simple puzzles and a plot twist I called a mile away, but it was well made and I liked it a lot. Next is Chronicles of Yiannau. Yet another Silent Hill-inspired fixed-camera horror game. I liked the general vibe and gameplay, and the dev actually commented on my review, which was pretty awesome. It was a little janky with translation issues, but overall it was really good and I had a good time. The last honorable mention is Broken Puppet. Third-person game with a unique needle and thread mechanic used for puzzle solving and combat. Found myself wishing there was a bit more combat, and the puzzles weren't too hard, but it was fun and I liked the graphics and voice acting. So on to number 1, Dollmare. Dollmare is a busy-work horror game made by devs who are afraid of horror games, so it's designed for people like me who like the vibes but hate jump scares. You're a new worker in a doll factory, but not everything is as it seems. You have to inspect dolls and make sure they're all up to standards before shipping them out. You have to deal with various hauntings along the way. It's semi-procedural, so each playthrough is a little different. I haven't played through a second time for the good ending yet, but that's also on my to-do list. I liked this one enough that I beat out all the other options to hit the number 1 spot. So that's the Treasure Pile episode 2, my list of top 5 indie games I've played in the last 6 months. The links for each game will be in the description. If you want to know more, go check out my full reviews for each of them. That's all for this one, and as always I hope you have a spectacular day. I have other channels and projects that I would love for you to check out. I have a second channel called Drawing with TigerShark, where I illustrate movies I haven't seen based on the Wikipedia description. I have an EP on Spotify called 5,555 Miles as my one-man band called Power Mouse. And finally, I have a clothing brand called Studio Duck Apparel featuring original artwork that I create myself. The links to these things will all be in the description.